In today's slop, Joe Rogan continues to show just how much of a puppet, useful idiot, shameful slut he is for the current Trump admin. There is nothing politically homeless about this sweet potato. Nothing. You know, he chose to be a servile stooge for the Epstein class, the deep state, and these tech oligarchs. Screw this man.
I'm not skeptical. I'm accusing them. I think they stole the election.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think it's common. And this idea that elections can't be stolen. I always say to people, okay, do you think that the amount of election fraud is 0%? No one thinks that.
Yeah.
No one thinks it's zero.
Exactly.
There's always some overzealous person that works somewhere that's doing something. There's always crazy people that like blue no matter who, we got to win, or red no matter what. There's always people, right and left, that are going to try to rig the election because they think it's imperative. Look, we saw there was people like Oprah Winfrey was saying it. Like, if we don't win this election, you may never vote again. Like, What the fuck are you talking about? Like, why? Who's going to tolerate that? Left or right? That's crazy.
That's right.
But that attitude allows people to justify cheating.
Correct.
And I think they cheat. And I think they've been doing it forever. And I don't think there's any other reason why you would have no voter ID. And they try to say, oh, it's racist to have voter ID. Like, what are you talking about? Do you think other races are incapable of going to the DMV? That's insane.
Yeah, that's racist. It's actually super racist.
That's really racist.
Right, the implication of their argument is literally like blacks and Hispanics cannot go to the DMV to get an ID.
See how mad he gets? You can see the veins popping out from his forehead. He's fuming right now that people have the audacity to disagree with him. Rogan has been radicalized, except only he's using his platform to infect, pollute, and normalize his radical behavior. Like, he is such a shill for the Trump admin, but we know this. To me, in my opinion, the main reason why I'm very hesitant about this voter ID bullshit, it gives multiple hurdles for a person to go out and vote, which in turn could lower the amount of people that actually do vote, which in turn gets Republicans more votes. This article was dropped, I highly recommend, from the Brennan Center. And this article actually cites research estimating that millions of voting age Americans lack current government-issued photo IDs and that the burden falls disproportionately on certain groups. There are groups in question, minorities, the elderly, low-income voters, and people with disabilities. Like, obtaining these IDs may require, obviously, time, money. Let's just be honest. Well, some of us can be a lazy group of people, myself included. But to me, like, the most important thing, like, it sets a precedent. Do we really trust Trump and the current admin, the current fascist regime right now for this? These motherfuckers are going to abuse it. This is our 15th Amendment. Next thing you know, they're going to ask for an ID when we're buying chocolate ice cream. It sounds like a police state, in my opinion. Oh, wait a second. Joe Rogan's best friends with Peter Thiel. I'm just saying. Lastly, this is also coming from the same admin that is threatening to deploy ICE members to voting centers to intimidate voters. So there's that. To me, the way I see it, it's simple. If your wife tells you, hey, go to Costco, we're low on ice cream. And you're like, all right, fine, fuck it, whatever. You go, but then on your way out, you realize, I got to renew my passport to go to freaking Costco. In your head, you'd be like, DoorDash it is. Maybe that was a bad analogy, but I definitely feel like it's going to cause some hurdles just to vote. The way I see it, I think you need an ID to listen to the Joe Rogan Experience. I think you need to show proof of identity to show that you are 21 or over. Because if you're 21 or younger listening to this sweet potato, you're going to get brainwashed, you're going to get corrupt, you're going to get radicalized. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I also feel like this would also reduce state flexibility in administrating elections, which would also cause some problems. But anyways, enough about that. I listened to the entire pod. I feel violated. I feel like I willingly gave myself a concussion. It was just slop overload. I listened to this in the dark. I don't know why I listened to the dark, but I felt like I did. I lit some candles. It was a rough listen, to say the least. I think I got CTE. I'm not even joking. But yeah, in this video, this is going to be part 2. Yesterday was part 1 regarding the Epstein files. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. So here's the next clip.
Here, Biden has not undergone recent brain surgery. He underwent 2 successful, life-saving brain surgeries to repair 2 intracranial aneurysms in 1988.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
His medical professionals have stated that he made a full recovery and suffered no lasting brain damage or cognitive impairment from these procedures. Oh, it's from the Washington Post, so you know it's accurate and definitely not biased at all. And these medical professionals, were those the same people that said that the COVID vaccine is safe and effective?
That's right.
We live in a wonderful time for bullshit. It's like, because they just bullshit you right to your face. Like,
we do.
He had 2 brain surgeries, like major brain surgeries, because he's having aneurysms. I don't care who you are. That's probably going to do some damage.
It's going to leave some...
Aneurysms are
leave an impact.
a real problem.
That's a real thing.
Your brain is bleeding. Yeah.
People die from aneurysms all the time. See, that's the crazy thing is I never even knew about that.
How'd you not know about that? That's nuts. I knew about it. I just don't understand why they ran him in the first place. The whole thing made no sense. And then to have no primary and just stick Kamala in there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden pretend that she's the best thing ever. And like this idea, like complete flip of her being the least popular vice president ever. Always sticking her foot in her mouth, always saying crazy shit. How dare we say Merry Christmas? You remember that one? Like, what the fuck is... What are you saying?
Yeah.
Like, joy is bad? Merry Christmas is bad?
Rogan is forever stuck in 2024. He's outdated. He dedicated about 20 minutes in the beginning of his freaking pod about Biden and Kamala. In 2026, what are we doing? And I was not even a big fan of Biden or Kamala. They weren't my cup of tea. But can we actually talk about the current admin or the current times? Like, this came out yesterday, and unsurprisingly so, Trump pretty much backing the data centers built all across the country, which obviously him being best friends with all these tech oligarchs, like this right here, should be in the front of every single news. We can also talk about all the corruption, the insider trading that's happening right now. But this man's still stuck on Kamala. Where's the same energy? I need the same energy applied. You see, if you want to consider yourself independent media or politically homeless, then motherfucker, act like it. I'm not even joking, dude. The first 20 minutes of the pod, Rogan dedicated it to UFC, the UFC White House. He pretty much asked Vance, hey, bro, you want to see me in my gym shorts? Vance was like, nah, dude, I would like to see couches and gym shorts or whatever the hell. That was the first 20 minutes. Then after that, it was about Biden and Kamala. And then he complained about California for another 20 minutes. This man gets a hate boner whenever freaking Gavin Newsom's name is uttered out in public. Literally, a hate boner. But this is the formula. 20 minutes on Biden and Kamala, 20 minutes on the UFC slop, and then another 20 minutes on California. Vance also said that he gets, wrecked while watching Biden eat ice cream. And then Hunter Biden went to Twitter and posted this. With Vance, it's a little bit weird right now. You got couches, you got ice cream, combine them both and this man will combust. Also, Joe Rogan's own fan base wasn't taking this. The top comment stated, Peter Thiel, hey JD, go check on that DNT guy. The Peter Thiel experience right here, the Palantir experience. Quote, let's ask Perplexity if you campaigned on No New Wars. That's a good one. What have you learned after this? JD is selling a book. Another one right here says, they call it the swamp because of my colleagues. Sounds about right. Mr. Palantir himself. Everybody referring to Peter Thiel in the comment section. You'd love to see that. But yeah, here's another clip that I want to share with you guys.
I had James Tallarico on the podcast, and one of the things that I think he has a really good point about, even though I know you're Catholic and you're very religious, putting the 10 Commandments in schools, I don't think is the right way to do it. And this is a guy, Tallarico, who was in seminary and is very Christian. Mm-hmm. And he just thinks that even though he believes in the 10 Commandments, if you're just only representing the Christian faith in these schools, you're forcing your religion into other people's lives, and that this is going to push people away from Christianity rather than encourage them to pursue it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you never want to force things on people. And I think one of the core Christian contributions to Western civilization is the idea of freedom of religion. It's actually very much a Christian idea because you recognize the dignity of each individual. And part of recognizing that dignity is that each person has to find their own pathway to God. You can't force this on anybody. I don't think putting the 10 Commandments up in school is like forcing things on anybody.
But it's public schools. So, I mean, if you're going to do that, why not put Buddhist scripture? Why not put, Muslim stuff? You could make an argument why you should have a bunch of different religious tenets in schools.
I think in the Supreme Court there actually are a lot of different sort of historical, cultural, legal documents that are up there, and I want to say that Moses coming down with a tablet is one of them, but I think there actually are other cultural and maybe even other religious elements of this. Like,
to Rogan's credit, he actually pushed back on this. You can't say you want religious liberty and then only allow one religion into schools. Like, this will open the doors, this will open the floodgates. Like, can you imagine if Islam demanded that the Quran be taught in public schools? Oh my goodness. Vance would self-destruct. He would rip apart his couches, put eyeliner all over his nips. Like, this dude would go crazy. PBD. I'm a numbers guy. PBD would go crazy, this motherfucker. Everybody in the right-wing space would lose their mind. They're already saying, oh, the Islamification of New York with Zora Mondani. They're going crazy about that. Could you imagine this part? But no, whenever it suits them and their ideology and their agenda, they keep quiet about it. They're always mute about it.
The president keeps saying that a deal's been reached, negotiations have been successful, and then it all falls apart and we start bombing them again.
Yeah, so how long do we have here? Because this is a long
as much
conversation.
time as you need.
So you have, and you sometimes hear hawkish Americans say this, that they're all crazy people. They want to bring about, the 12th Imam and the apocalypse and all that stuff. Right. There are people in Iran who believe that. They're also pragmatists. So you've got the crazy people and you've got the pragmatists, okay? So when we struck this MOU, and really what the MOU says, and it was misrepresented more than almost anything that I've ever worked on in public life. What it says is Iran is going to open the Strait of Hormuz, the violence is going to stop, and then we're going to negotiate to see if we can come to a broader deal on the long-term nuclear issue. That's what we wanted. And what the Iranians wanted, of course, was long-term economic and sanctions relief. Now, here's the problem with where we are right now. And I guess my summary view, Joe, is that I, of course, can't predict the future. I don't know exactly where this is going to go. But I think fundamentally we are on the right trajectory. It's just going to be really messy, and there's going to be a lot of stops and starts.
The current admin, the government right now, the people in charge, the tech oligarchs, the Epstein class, the 1%, they don't give a fuck about us. They don't have our interests in mind whatsoever. At the recording of this pod, not this pod, their pod, Trump threatened to bomb bridges and power plants unless Iran resumes talk. He also ramped up U.S. airstrikes on Iran as ceasefire unravels. Like, this madman has no accountability. And that's just the beginning. Today, he gave a little ominous speech regarding, we got to secure our voting centers. We got to ensure that there's no election fraud. What does that say to you regarding the midterms? I can go on a whole conspiracy tangent right now, but the fact that Rogan is still doing this, don't let Rogan fool you. He is a part of the Trump admin. He was recently at the White House. He let J.D. Vance walk all over him. No pushback whatsoever. The only pushback that I saw in the entire pod was regarding the 10 Commandments being taught in the school. Other than that, there was no pushback not even in the Epstein conversation. Not even in that. He's still, he's literally just playing dumb. Rogan is pretty much playing the dumb blonde girl. That's all he's doing. He's like, what? Really? I didn't know that. Huh. Interesting. Meanwhile, this guy got big on conspiracies. How do you not know every single detail about the Epstein files? Anyways, I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy as hell, dude. I'm gonna go get some rest. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Screw this man. But I'm pretty much done with the big toe for this week. He did recently have Mr. Beast on, so we'll see what buffoonery he uttered out today. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Till next video, peace, y'all.